Once upon a time, there was an academic advisor named Tim. He was part of a team of talented individuals. Like his colleagues, Tim really enjoyed advising college students. He was known for being friendly, knowledgeable, and approachable. He worked hard, day and sometimes night, to help students succeed in their studies. Tim sent admissions information, academic plans, announcements, and reminders via email. He called students at home and on their cell phones. He spoke with students in workshops, at events, during class visits and appointments. And yet, for all his efforts, Tim felt he wasn't doing enough. Time was an issue. There was never enough. So he made it a point to cover every detail in messages, phone calls, and appointments. The consensus was, regardless of process, students needed all the details at once in order to make good decisions. And if a student presented an issue that needed attention, Tim felt a professional obligation to come up with a solution. And so it went. Time became more and more precious as the years passed, and with more time came more responsibility. None of this changed how Tim felt about his efforts. There had to be a better way to reach those who were reluctant to ask for help. So he did what most people do in similar circumstances. He read Leaving College by Vincent Tinto, sent more messages, placed more phone calls, and scheduled more appointments. And so it went until 2017, when the academic advising team was introduced to success coaching. Success coaching is a methodology developed by a company called Inside Track. The goal? To give the team tools to build relationships with more students in less time. It was the first time Tim heard the word efforting. It was also the first time he heard of FABs, K-SABs, the focus wheel, and this little gem of information. Students can make good decisions with the right support. You just have to dance with them. Coaching made a lot of sense to Tim. Still, he struggled with the basics. It was like learning a new style of dance. He spent so many years efforting, it was hard to let go of the urge to fix things for students. Tim began to see how the urge often caused appointments to run over time. Earlier that year, an international student approached him with a request to switch programs. Her brother believed nursing was the right career for her. He also paid her expenses. She felt trapped. Tim worried that her brother did not understand how the change would affect their budget. But, is this what you really want? To be a nurse? Does your brother know how much more it will cost to complete the program? Does he know about the wait list? 2 hours went by before the student said she would do what her brother asked. She left with the same feeling she had when she arrived. No one was listening to her. In 2018, the same student went to Tim with news from her own country. Her youngest child was in the hospital. The student did not know if she would leave or stay. Tim asked her to go into more detail. She said that she would not return if she went back. She was terribly homesick at that point. She also noted that her daughter had excellent medical care. She was surrounded by the entire family. Tim asked her to imagine what a successful trip home would look like. She talked about her daughter's condition improving and returning to her studies shortly thereafter. Tim asked her to imagine what a successful semester at NWTC would look like. The student talked about trusting the family to care for her little one so that they could be reunited sooner after graduation. He encouraged her to pick the scenario that worked best for her needs. She decided to stay. The entire process took 45 minutes, less than half the time it took to address her 2017 concerns about switching programs. The added bonus? She was happier with the outcome compared to the first time. So what changed from 2017 to 2018? Well, in 2017, Tim did not ask the student to consider the possibilities. He was so worried about the family's pocketbook that he offered solutions instead of support. He asked 4 questions in 2018. About 25% of the questions asked in 2017. He spent more time listening so the student could lead the discussion. Most importantly, he trusted the student to make the best decision for her needs, and all she needed was the right kind of support.